Today I got a special subject that I do want to talk about. Since I'm going to be telling stories based on life events, this one runs dear to me because of the incident that I had happen to me just last night. I was being trolled by someone and they used the N word, white guy. And on one of my videos, he made himself comfortable enough to use the N word. And that brought me up to wanting to make a little video about cyberbullying and bullying, period. Because that's been going on big, especially ever since your boy Trump has gotten to office. But in order for me to tell that story truthfully and really get down to it, if you're going to talk about the issues in my life, then I will have to take you all the way back to elementary school. Because that is one of the biggest stories that has shaped the way I feel about bullying and the way I feel about that whole thing. And it's a story I'm going to have to tell you about elementary school. But I'm not going to just tell you. I'm going to bring you there. So let's get on with it so we don't end up with a long video. Off to the middle school. Elementary school. This is Dawson, Ernest J. Dawson Elementary. And of course, this is my stomping grounds, my elementary school. Quick little story I'm going to tell you. Like I say before, it's about actually bullying. I was in the third grade, fourth grade, and my teacher name was Miss Brown. Miss Brown always smelled like smoke and chalk. The two went hand in hand, smoke and chalk. One or the other. No, smoke, chalk, and coffee. And I was pretty popular in the classroom, pretty popular in the school, at that age. And the reason why I got so popular was a trick that I always used. You see, I never brought my books to school. My mama would always kick my ass, and I was always late and tardy, and I would always run out the house and forget my books, my pens, and my papers. So, as punishment, my teacher would bring me up to the front of the class and make me sit in this chair right next to her. We called it the class clown chair. But sitting up front, that's where all the pretty little girls was sitting up front. So when I sat up front, that was just fine with me. And when I didn't have a book, I had to share my book with one of the girls who was sitting up front. And I had a crush on a couple of them, man, but there was this girl named Rebecca. Man, I had my heart bent forward for that girl. Forward. But after all my attention, which I enjoyed, we happened to have got a new kid in the class. This kid was from the slow class. Now, there was this lady named Miss Y, and she would take all the kids that needed extra training, that was kind of slow. You know, I don't want to say the word retarded because that's not the right word, but they needed a little extra help learning. So one of them kids that came to our class, his name was William, and he looked just like, God, what's that? Sammy Davis Jr. He looked exactly like Sammy Davis Jr. He looked like an old man in the 3rd grade. So when he came into the class, he was there for exactly 3 days. I remember this story like it was yesterday. All the kids started teasing him. They started ragging on him. Started talking about his clothes. Talking about, just outright teasing him. Now, I'm not going to say what I did was right. And I'm not going to say that me teasing him made it better, because as an adult, I understand my mistakes and my failures and the things that I should not have did. And I do not condone bullying from anybody, cyberbullying or anything. Just like this guy, I got into it last night that called me the N-word. I don't condone it whatsoever. But back then, in elementary school, the road to popularity was to do what all the rest of the kids was doing. And when he came into class, everybody was teasing him. So unfortunately, I jumped on a bandwagon too. I teased the boy. And I teased him ever since he walked in class. And one of the things now that I look back at it, I was actually kind of jealous of him. Because the girls gave him a lot of attention. By him needing help, he needed help because he didn't get everything. He was a little slow. So they would help him. While I'm sitting up front trying to be the class clown, he's stealing all the attention. So when everybody's teasing him, they calling them names, they look around at me like it's my turn to call them names. So I just start ragging on them, just start calling them names, just start talking about them. But it was one thing that I said that really hurt his feelings. I talked about his raggedy ass shoes. Now he had a hole in his shoes that's about this big. And I talked about his shoes and I pointed out the fact that he had a hole in his shoe. And that hurt his feelings, man. That really hurt his feelings. That just took him back. Everything else he was able to ignore. But when I said that, he couldn't ignore it. He said, Desmond, I'm kicking your butt after school. And the whole class, ooh. Took me by surprise. He want to fight me, but he was smaller. He's a little kid. I could take him. I'm pretty sure I can take him. And plus, he's slow. He's in the slow class. If anything, I can outwit him. That's what I'm thinking. So all day that day, I teased him, and I teased him, and I teased him. And I told the whole school, oh yeah, me and Will, we fighting after class. We gonna fight. So meet us out at the door, because it's going down. Now, as I think about it, back then, having a hole in your shoe was not abnormal. Because back then, as kids, we all played. We all played. And we would play through our shoes. Football, baseball, basketball. Man, we all had holes in the bottom of our shoes at one point or another. Because back then, we actually played. We actually played right through our shoes. I had a couple shoes with holes in it. So all it means is that old boy was outside playing a lot. But back then, oh nah, we was teasing him. And he didn't say nothing to me all day. So I'm thinking, okay, by this time, he must be scared of me. He must be scared of me. Because he ain't said nothing to me. So time came, it was the end of the day. I was coming out the classroom. And as I was coming out the classroom, the hallway was full of kids. Full of kids. I never felt so popular in my life. All these kids came to see me fight. It even seemed like the teachers was out there in the hallway. I'm walking, and all I can hear is the kids saying his dad's finna kick his butt. Oh, William finna get his butt kicked. Poor William. Desmond finna kick his butt. And that door right there, that's where we come out at. Third and fourth graders would come out this door. The kindergartners would come out that front door. It's a door right over there in the front. And the fifth and sixth graders would come out this back door. I came out this door and it was a crowd it was full of kids. It was a crowd full of kids. And all the parents was lined up along the street right here. Lined up. So when I came outside, all the kids surrounded us. And I walked right up to Will. And I said, "What's up, man? You want to fight me? Here I am. Let's go." Will took his glasses off all calm. Took his coat off all calm. You know, I guess he surrendered to the fact that I was about to kick his butt. He didn't want to break his glasses. So he set it down on the floor all nice and neat. And I was like, "Come on, you bitch." And ooh, saying the B word back then, the third or fourth grade, that was worth like 1,000 cool points. That was enough cool points to get me throughout the rest of the year. And the kids was like, "Wow, whoa." So I felt so good. I felt so popular. After I beat this kid's butt, I'm in good. I'll be able to talk to Rebecca. I'll be able to sit in front of the class without having to leave a book, because I'd be that popular that I'd be able to do whatever I want. Look at this hollowed out. Look at that. So William walked up to me and gave me a shoulder bump. Boop. Then he gave me another one. Boop. And back then, shoulder bumps are a no-no. You don't get no shoulder bump and walk away. That's like pulling a gun out on a cop. You got to react. You can't turn it down. He didn't cross the line. So after he gave me those shoulder bumps, I balled up my fist and I ran towards him so tough. It was like me jumping out. It's like Superman, like Spider-Man. I ran at him so hard with my fist balled up, ready to knock his ass out. Next thing you know, all I remember is seeing white. Seeing white. And then I was on the ground. I was on the floor. A teacher was picking me up off the floor. I didn't know what the fuck happened. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. Then it finally registered to me that, "Nigga, you in a fight. You getting your butt kicked." The teacher wasn't breaking us up. He was just picking me up off the ground. And as I realized what was going on, William was retracting his left hand. Everything happened in milliseconds, you see. I got up just in time for him to retract his left hand. So that means he hit me with his left. Look how pretty this is. Isn't that pretty? Look at that. So that means he hit me with his left. So then, here came the right hand. Pow. I went flying into the teacher. I went flying into him so hard, I almost knocked the teacher on the ground. He picked me up. I was dazed. Robert was running in for another hit. I started backing back because I didn't want no more. And everybody was running around me, laughing and pointing because I was getting my butt tore up. Robert grabbed the back of my shirt while I was still bent over trying to get up off the ground, and he just dragged me on the ground like I was a piece of paper. The next thing I know, the principal came out. The principal came out and broke us up. Broke up the whole fight because he seen the whole ruckus going on. I was saved by the principal. I got my ass kicked by William in the 3rd grade, who was in the slow class, in front of the entire school for teasing him for something that I said to him, for bullying him and underestimating this man, this boy. He whooped my ass. I was never able to recover from them cool points ever again. Well, it wasn't really cool points back then. This was like 80 something, 88. But it was the equivalent of cool points. I lost my popularity. Well, I was still kind of popular. I was known as the boy who got his ass kicked. Yeah. And the moral of the story is bullying, man. I mean, it's not cool. It's not cool to be bullying. And at that young age, yeah, I made a mistake. I shouldn't have teased Will. Shouldn't have been a bully. That was my dumbass fault. We all do dumb things. But coming back here, it brings me back to my childhood. I think that's why I like to come back here. Because, it's things was a lot simpler then. Even though I got my butt kicked by Will, me and him ended up being pretty good friends. I went to school with Will all the way through middle school. We went to different high schools, but I was with him my entire middle school. He turned out to be a pretty good kid. Me and him turned out to be pretty good friends. But you never know. We all make mistakes. Peer pressure and all. But I'm not going to keep y'all up. Keep y'all distracted from what y'all doing on y'all day to day. I just wanted to share this quick story with y'all because I thought it was a pretty good story. And I thought about this story when I was getting trolled by this dude and he was calling me the N-word. So, I hope y'all enjoyed it. That's all I got for y'all today. Just a real quick snippet. But if you can, if you've watched the video this far, you got the power to subscribe and to like. Just hitting the button. I'm just asking for some support. I'm struggling on views and subscriptions. But you've already watched it this far. It's only polite at this point that you hit the subscribe and the like button. And you can leave a comment. Leave a comment about the whole fight issue and what you think about it and the lessons that I may have learned from it. But I'm not going to hold y'all up. God be the peace. I want y'all to be out there doing great things. And I'm going to see y'all on the next flip. Peace out. I love y'all. And hit that like and subscribe button. We out.